Welcome to WagerTalk TV. This is the 2-minute drill. We're previewing the NFC North. So in true fashion, we got to talk about the Minnesota Vikings. Ralph, one of my favorite things about Coach Zimmer is that for a couple of years, though, he was an ATS machine. We saw that kind of fall off a little bit last year. Are we going to see him maybe cover a few more games for me this year?
Well, that's funny. Zimmer, Cousins, which one is going to win the balancing act? And, you know, that's exactly what I was going to say. You have Kirk Cousins, who is a losing quarterback. He's 34-38-1. You have Kirk Cousins leading Minnesota in 5 primetime games this year. Kirk Cousins in primetime games, 5-13. Kirk Cousins on Monday night games, 0-7.
Yes, he is.
So, you know, you're going to say a team can improve if you like the Vikings, and you're not going to hold those numbers. But that really goes to show you, if you're under the lights, what's going to happen with that coach. You know, you talk about the crossover games we did in some other previews. They have Atlanta and Seattle. And for them, it's going to be how they control and how healthy they are. The season for the Vikings is going to be determined in the last 4 games. All 3 of their home division games are in the last 4 games of the season. So they could be 500. They could be a game under 500 if they're going to play well down the stretch, win those 3 division games, and can control the division. So the Vikings are never going to be out of the division because of the way the schedule points out. So they're a team that, you know, if you see them get off to a slow start and they start to progress and play better, they might be a team I would look on in season to win the division or to advance to the playoffs, because a slow start isn't going to hurt them. They control their destiny down the stretch.
You can get some nice plus money there, maybe week 3, week 4, week 5, if they start off a little slow.
Yeah, you know, they're a favorite in 9 games, a dog in 7, and they have a win total of 9. But of their dog games of 7 or more, 6 of them are 3.5 or less points. So that means only 1 in all 16 games are they going to be a dog of 4 points or more. Those are the early lines. Obviously, that can change if things happen. You know, this whole division is the least changeover of any division. The stars are still there. We don't have any big stars coming in. We didn't lose any big stars, you know, for the most part as a division as a whole. And I look at them and you know, one negative is I talked about their home games down the road, but they play 5 primetime games and they play 2 Monday nights in that last 4-week schedule, last 5 weeks. So they're going to have short back-to-back weeks twice.
Plus primetime Kirk
weeks 14 and 16. So that certainly is a negative. But again, they had no turnovers. They were even in turnovers. They only have the number 11 strength of schedule, which puts them in a good spot. And they were plus 36 yards per game last year. You know, that clearly puts them in the 10-win range, which is better than that 8-7-1. So if Kirk Cousins has any part of a positive season and doesn't cost them wins, I like Minnesota to go over this total and finish the season strong.
All right, let's finish this video up with some trends and angles.
Well, as simple as it gets. Minnesota's 10-0 off a bye. And, you know, you have to make sure your head coach was there long enough to make sure it establishes, you know, the reason, before a bye. Not after bye. They're 10-0 before their bye. So there's different coaches that handle situations differently.
You do see with Zimmer, we've seen in the past where they come off that bye and it kills any momentum that they have. So,
you know, he's been there 5 years. So the only reason I would look at a bye system is if a coach was there for a fresh period of time. So before the bye week, 10-0 against the spread, and that's something to look for. Unfortunately for you, if that continues, that'll be Denver on November 17th. They play the Broncos. Your Broncos the week before their bye.
I might have to go to that game. All right, great stuff from Ralph. Tuesday is always $2 Tuesday at WagerTalk, and you get the hottest handicappers best bet for just $2.